All right, hey there. Good morning, everybody. Sorry guys, give me just a minute here. It looks like it may be coming off pretty loud for you here. Let me see. Let me take this down a notch. Let's see, how's that look? Yeah, I think it's probably better for you all, right? So hey there, Christopher Franks with Texas West Capital. It's just a few minutes after 11 a.m. Central Standard Time here on, what is it, Monday, the 5th of October, 2020 in San Antonio, Texas. Great to have y'all with me. Great to have y'all checking in. Excuse me, geez, oh whiz. Tell you what, with this weather stuff, man, sometimes the allergies kick up, right? Get you right in the back of the throat. But anyway, man, you know, what a weekend. We're going to talk about Bitcoin today. We'll talk about other markets and stuff on Fridays. We'll get a look at what's going on with all the markets, you know, what went on through the week and what we can expect into the next week. And then on, of course, Mondays and Wednesdays, we take a look at Bitcoin and maybe the dollar, maybe the DXY. Just a quick heads up, guys, I will not have a stream on this Wednesday. I've got an appointment I've got to be at, and so I will not be able to stream as I usually do on Wednesday. But I'll be back there on Friday with everything. That's our long stream. Look at all the different markets, take some requests, stuff like that. So hopefully you guys can check in. As always, guys, join us over at howtotradetowin.com. We'd love to have you there. You can get all these updates a couple of times a day. You know, we update all those markets a few times a day. We've got about 19 that we do on a daily basis right now. We've got a few more coming down the pipeline. We also do about, with our hot takes, which come out on Sundays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays, we get about another, probably about another 45 to 50 to 55 maybe trade setups during the week. And of course, every day we have our chart request, which gives you more opportunities to potentially pick up something, plus of course everything else that goes on in the channels. So a lot going on there, guys, plus the education. Don't forget, we've got well over 30 hours of trading education here, guys. So join us, all right? howtotradetowin.com. We'd love to have you there. Let me see, who's here already? Don Man, what's going on? Good to see you. Block Tech is here. Baker's here. Pablo checking in from Argentina. Good to have you checking in. LG is here. Chris Babb as well. Hank. DJ Data is here. Yo, what's up, Sean? Good to see you. Nevlusian. Jay says, are you in on HoneySwap? I am not. I am not. Let me see here. Hey there, Spiral Architect. Onyx King is here. You love the background? Yeah, we got to do a little something different, guys. Got to get a little something, then we can get some information on there, so people have it, depending whenever they decide to, you know, log into the stream and whatnot. So they've got all our kind of information to find us online. So, yes, we've got a bot resending messages, guys. Yes. We've got a, you know, it was one of the things we were looking at. We're going to see how it goes today. We might just turn it off. Y'all let me know what you think. And maybe we'll go ahead and turn it off. We're just trying, you know, again, guys, trying to do different things here to help you all figure out, you know, to follow along with the conversations better and whatnot. So, Daddy, you like the background too? Good to hear, man. Good to hear. Hey there, Casper. Good to see you. Casper says, appointment, you say, clearly going for those hair care tax benefits y'all seem to have there in the U.S. I'm not even sure what that means. But that's awesome, man. That's awesome. Hey there, Portray. Good to see you. Oh, you knew I wasn't on HoneySwap there, Jay. Oh, you like that wooden thing, that bookshelf? Data, that is a bookshelf. Those things on that are called books. Yes. I'm messing with you, man. You know I love you, buddy. Jay's talking about, what Trump spent, the $70,000 on tax deduction on haircuts. Hey, you know what, guys? Whether you like him or not, you know I'm not a big fan of him or Biden or any of them, really. But the reality of it is, I think he paid like what? I mean, everybody's like, oh, he only paid, you know, whatever, a couple of $1,000s in tax or something like that. And I believe that was what he paid, what he was still owing after the $4 million, $4.5 million, whatever that he already paid, if I'm not mistaken. So, I don't know, everybody gives everybody a hard time, man. I would never want to be president, man. I don't want everybody all up in my business. That's awful stuff. Why am I green? I shouldn't be green. This is all green. Maybe that's why. Maybe because this is all green. Let me see if I can do something about that real quick here. Yeah, no, I'm looking at myself, man. I'm a handsome, I'm a handsome SOB. I'll tell you what, man. That beard, man, that looks good. Bald head. But let me see if I can work with this color a bit here. Let me see there. Maybe that might look a little bit better there. Yeah, it might just be a green, like a spillover from what's going on with the rest of the screen there. You'd vote for me, Casper? I appreciate you, buddy, but man, I would not want that job ever. That's an awful job. Let me see here. All right, guys. So anyway, yeah, I understand some of you guys are going to want what we had before, but you guys, let's face it, at the end of the day, this is a business, and I've got to be able to make it easy for people to find us online. So the way we have it here kind of does it that. We'll continue working with the layout a bit and see if we can maybe make this the chart here maybe stand out a bit more. But you know, we really got to kind of keep, you know, our name out there and where we are online and whatnot. Because the fact is, I appreciate you guys that sit here and you go through this with me for an hour or sometimes 2 hours, you know, on Fridays. So many people, though, they just come in here and I think all they really want are the, you know, the buy and sell signals or something. But, you know, we go back and we look at the how long people spend in the stream and how much they watch. And, you know, it's just a few minutes here, a few minutes there. So it is what it is, man. My week. What's going on, Brought to you by Wendy. I like that. Your thoughts on the Bitcoin weekly MACD turning negative? Previous times this has happened, price goes down. I mean, it makes sense, you know, again. Especially when you're looking at that weekly time frame and the MACD. The MACD is a lagging, I can even say it, a lagging indicator as it is. But, you know, when you see that lagging indicator on that much larger time frame, it kind of lets you know usually that when you get a cross like that it's at the beginning of doing something different. You know, so in this case, it would be to heading down. We'll see what happens, guys. You know, again, you know what my thoughts are overall. And even with my thoughts as far as where I expect us to go, the reality of it is we could, you know, there are those other levels along the way that we could, you know, reverse at. I don't think it's as likely, but, you know, they're still there. We're still watching them. So, yeah. Hey there, Sharon. I appreciate you, man. Let me see here. Let me see. Hey, what's going on, Omar? Good to see you, man. All right, guys, so here's what we're looking at here. If we take a look at the chart here, on Friday with Discord, I let them know we were down here, and we had one target up about this area, and I said if it goes beyond there, then we were looking at the EQ of this green supply structure here. And so we hit that this morning. And so as I was updating this morning's analysis, because we were looking at this as a 3 and this is a 4. Well, with the depth of retracement here, it's hit the 70.5. I was in the middle of updating it this morning, letting them know that, hey, here's the new count. And then, of course, we had this big candle here, this big 15-minute or hourly candle, if you want to look at it that way as well. You know, a lot of supply coming in on this. The candle starts out good and gets immediately just chunked right down. And so I think that's probably the top there. I mean, I can get a clean. I mean, this is the cleanest ABC that we've been able to get. We can get it well. You know, we got an A, we got a B. And then we've got an ending diagonal here for ABC for 1, 2, ABC for 3, 4, ABC for 5. So we're going to look for that. But if it is, what we need to see here is we need to see a decline through this ascending support right here. So we got this ascending support. We've got this pivot here. By following through that support, you're going to fall through that. This is the you know, the 1 hour and 4 hour pivot right here. And so again, you know, kind of coming into it, we didn't really go through it. We didn't really bounce on it, guys. I mean, when you're looking at pivots, as you can see right here, we just kind of like hit it. You see, we just kind of came into it. So it's not like we went above it and bounced and went up, or that we went under it and, you know, rejected or anything. We just kind of, like the pivot appeared in the middle of the price action. So, you know, when we see that, you know, we're usually going to look for this. If we get a decline back through it, you know, we'll kind of take that position that, okay, it's probably headed down. And if you're just trading pivots, that'll get you down here to the S1 at least. So if you don't like my count, if you don't like the other things I say, if you're dropping through the pivot, then just trading pivots alone, that should get you down here to the S1, which is around 10,375 or so, 10,370, around that area. And, if you're paying attention, that's right here at the swing low. So that's where you would expect price to kind of target as well. Now, if this count is correct, as I believe it may be, what we're going to have then is a wave 3 down here around 98.44 or so, minimum. All right. Now, my bigger count, though, actually has this as a 1. Well, let me see if I can do this now with all this here. I've got this as a 1, 2, 1, 2. We're working on this. So basically, this is 3 of 3 of 3. I'm not a big fan of it continue with the 1-2s like that. And the other thing we talked about previously was maybe this could be maybe this is a 1-2 and this is a 3 and this is a triangle is a 4. Remember back over here, we were talking about that. So that's almost a month ago, I guess. You might not remember that. So I'm still kind of watching that. I'm not really excited about getting an ABC out of all this. But basically you'd have an A, a B, a C, a D, and you'd be looking for an E here. And you should expect a good, strong move down. And so, if you're looking at that, you've got this, 11,300 maybe down to 9,800. Excuse me. So what's that, about 1,500? So 1,500 from here, from 10,000, almost 800, is about 9,300. So even if that's the case, and that's what you do, and you've got, we talked about the possible ABC down, ABC up, and then 5 down. So this expanded flat idea, which I'm not overly too much of a fan of, but it may be a possibility there. But that would take you there, and that would do you. So, you're at least looking, if you're looking at that as a triangle, at that 92, 9,300 area. And so what we'll do is we'll see how this plays out as it goes there to see what does it do. How does it play out? How does it get there? And that's really kind of what I'm looking for at the moment right here as we, get in here and watch the charts. So right now, really just looking for a decline through this ascending support, which will take it through the pivot there. Now, if it continues going up, I'm going to look right here around this high volume node, about 10,870, 10,880 area. And then the swing high right here at 10,950. Those are my two targets on further upside. And if you continue up through there, obviously, geez, excuse me, sorry about that. This swing high up here at about 11,150 and then 11,300. So nothing's really changed, guys. If it's heading up, it's still hitting those same things that we're looking for. And we always have that just as, okay, you go, oh, well, I just want you to tell me which way it's going to go. Well, I can tell you which way I think it's going to go, but I have no crystal ball, guys. Nobody does. Nobody knows for sure. No matter how stupid they sound, telling you that they guarantee you price is going to do something. Don't ever fall for that nonsense. The worst thing that can happen is they actually get lucky and they get it right, because then new traders come in and they start believing, oh my gosh, this guy can guarantee me where price is going to go. Don't fall for the nonsense, guys. I'm telling you right now, if I've been doing this for 25 plus years and I have not found a way yet to guarantee, to tell you where price is always going to go, there is no way to guarantee where price is always going to go, all right? So what we do is we say, okay, we believe it's going to head down, and this is the way we're looking. However, if it goes up above this swing high, guess what? This count's no longer completely valid here. So then we find our areas to the top side that make sense as far as where price might reverse, or levels that it has to get through in order to invalidate this count here. And that way you've always got this idea that, okay, well, I think it's going to do this thing, but in case it doesn't, this is my invalidation level, and these are my targets to the upside. So that way you can trade, guys. Coming in as a new trader, often you guys are thinking, well, I just need to know which way it's going to go. And if it doesn't go that way, you're kind of confused. You don't know what to do, right? Well, this is what you're supposed to be doing. You're supposed to have targets either way. You're supposed to have invalidation and validation levels. Validation levels. So what validates this as likely being a top? Well, again, the drop through this ascending support, which takes you below this pivot. So either way you look at it, whether you're looking at the support or the pivot, it's putting you underneath it. That's a first clue that the top is probably there. Okay? Going on down through there, if you're trading Elliott Wave, you look for your wave B swing low. And once you drop below that, in this case that would be 10,463 and 2 cents. Once you drop that, that's another good indication it's most likely topped out. And then, of course, you're looking to get through, in this case, because we're going down, your swing low. Want to get through that. That's how you guys do it. Anything else you're doing, you might be setting yourself up for some problems. Now, again, you don't have to worry about the wave B thing if you're trading, if you're not trading Elliott Wave or whatever. But you want to see a decline through this support here, because until it declines through that support, it's still in this upward trend here. Once it gets through this support, then you start getting some supply pressure coming down on it. And again, if you're just trading pivots, falling through the pivot is a bearish scenario, and then you look for usually at least the S1, usually the S2 minimum. So that's how we'd looking for there. Let me see here. What's going on, Brian? Good to see you. What's going on, Amberly? Good to see you, bud. I appreciate you, man. Kevin, what's going on? I won't be able to take a look at XRP today. We do all the other charts there on Fridays now, because we're just streaming Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And then Fridays is our, request and all markets and everything else kind of day. And we kind of take a look at what's happened all the markets through the week, and then what we expect to happen next week kind of thing. And then, like I said, of course, look at some requests on that. So, let me see here. Hey, Joe, you love the new office? Good. Glad to hear it, man. Yeah, guess you get to see a little bit more of me, of who I am. Have a little bit back there. See some of the books going on anyway. Hey there, Crypto Girl. Good to see you. Greg, thank you, sir. Good to see you as well. Let me see here. So now if we're looking at the DXY, so let's look at this real quick here. So here's where we're at. Let me get rid of this here now, since it's done its thing here. By the way, you'll notice that 70.5 right here that we basically tagged, just shy of it right there, is also right around this EQ of this trading range right here. So, when you're looking at price action in that way, and you're getting rejected at the trading range EQ, that's not a good sign. And so you'll want to look for a decline below the trading range's support. So that's another way you can look at this. Again, you can look at it as a decline through this ascending support. You can look at it as a decline through this pivot. And you can also look at it as a decline through the support of the trading range here. 3 different ways that you would look for confirmation that this is likely the top here. Any other movement prior to that can set price to go higher. All right? But if you're getting through those things behind you and look at it there, it increases the odds that this, you have a lot more confidence in shorting for a lower low coming in at that point, is what I'm trying to say. All right? Because remember, the idea of trading is not that you're ever going to know exactly what's going to happen. The idea, though, is to take those higher confidence trades. And higher confidence trades come with confirmations. This is the first bit of confirmation you look for reversal here. So you can go short here, and you'll probably be right, I think. But I can't guarantee it at all. If you wait to go short till it gets through one of those 3 things there, much more likely to be heading down lower. Now, the thing you have to remember is, as it's coming down here, you could go short on a breakdown of this support here, and it could get, here and then go back up like this, because it would be a 1, 2. So you want to make sure that your stop loss in this particular case, if you're looking at entering short here for the move down below this swing low here, you want to make sure your stop loss is above this swing high. It can actually be 1 penny above that swing high, because the idea is this count here becomes invalidated if price makes a new higher high. So all you have to then figure out, if that's where your stop loss is going to be, just figure out what your position size is so you're not risking more than 1% of your portfolio. Easy trade, guys. And that's how you trade. And then you don't stress out about it. Too many times, guys, you end up stressing out a lot because you don't know these things that I'm talking about here, or you don't really pay much attention to them. But this is the way you trade successfully. This is the way that you trade, that you can stay in for 5 years, 10 years, 30 years down the road. You see a lot of people, banging their chest and whatever out on crypto Twitter. Most of them fools ain't going to be trading in 5 years. I'll tell you that right now. They aren't. And if they are, they're going to blow every penny that they've made when it was easy. When everything was just going up, 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 up before they really had to trade. This is the reality, guys. So, again, you kind of figure out, what do you want to do? I mean, you don't want to try and be some overnight millionaire, because it's not going to happen. Every once in a while, maybe you'll get lucky along the way and you'll get into something early and it'll do really well for you pretty quickly, especially here in crypto. But don't confuse that with actually trading. And I think that too many times a lot of new traders come in and they put themselves in a bad position because they do something where they get lucky, basically, and then they assume, oh, I'm a great trader. I'm going to make a ton of money doing this. And then they go in and they lose. Not only do they lose everything that they just made, but then they lose everything else that they had. And then often actually, they'll say, oh, well, this is just a run of bad luck. I just need to put more money in there. It'll be fine. I'll do as good again. You remember, guys, the goal is, if you're here listening to me, the goal is that you guys don't put yourself in that situation. The goal is to help you, keep your money. Not to do those things that are going to definitively cause you to lose money. So, yeah. Let me see here. Hey there, Studio D. Good to see you. Silvio, great to see you checking in, man. Pixafin checking in from Switzerland. I look good this way. I appreciate you, man. Let me see here. Let's see here. Data says setting the trade order depends on confirmation. Setting the stop depends on invalidation. Sounds kind of simple. Yeah, but it's usually the simple things that people don't want to do, right? It's not flashy enough. Let me see here. Let me see. Can I talk a bit about what to do if charts of the same asset conflict, validation, invalidation, when looking at different exchanges? Okay. So the first thing is, the first thing you want to do is you want to trade whatever chart that goes to the exchange or wherever you're trading, guys, okay? That's the first thing. You want to trade that, because at the end of the day, no matter what goes on everywhere else, whether your stop losses are hit or you're knocked out or your take profit gets it, whatever, all that depends on your exchange, not one of the other exchanges. Now, the one thing you have to understand is that prices are not perfectly in sync, guys. All right? Now, the market makers attempt to keep that as similar as possible. But as you've seen, sometimes, Phoenix tends to get up a bit and go. The CME has gone up, has been off of spot price a bit as well. Your BitMEX has always been huge about that, kind of getting off of price. So what you need to do is you need to work, if you're charting on a different chart, which is fine, just make sure you find the comparable area on the chart that for the exchange that you're on. All right? Because, their supply structure or the demand structure may be a little bit off from where it is on the other chart. Or their pivots might be a little bit off because the price moves a little bit differently. So that's what you have to do. You make sure that whatever exchange you're using, that you chart on that when you're trying to figure out where you're going to put your stop loss in, your invalidation points, where your stop losses go, where your pivots, all that kind of stuff. Always look at the exchange that you're using. Hey, Devin, I appreciate you, man. Thank you for saying so. Hey there, Off Main. Good to see you. Let me see here. CryptoGirl says, I hear that Mt. Gox Bitcoin is returning 150,000 Bitcoin back into the market this week. How do you think this will affect the crypto market or not? Well, I haven't seen that yet. I haven't had a chance to catch that yet. When I tell you guys I disconnect for the weekends, I mean it. I don't pay attention to any news over the weekends or anything. But here's the thing. If it is, you got to look at what it is. Okay, so first of all, those that got okay, those who lost their Bitcoin at the height of that nonsense, the price was much lower than it is now. I mean, they are up 10 times what they were. So I wouldn't think at all that it would be ridiculous to consider that there might be some selling going on. Now, I can't guarantee that there will, and I can't, I don't know that I don't think that all of it would be sold. I think a lot of people would probably maybe sell a bit of it and keep the rest of it just in case Bitcoin continues to go higher. The one thing that's helped them is most of them probably would have sold and lost all their money prior to where it's at right now if Mt. Gox hadn't happened. So Mt. Gox, was basically it forced them to save, right? They did force them to be holders. And I know it's kind of a terrible way to think about it, but the reality of it is, guys, most new traders are going to lose all their money. And most of the people that are going to get Bitcoin back, I'm sure, are or at least were at the time, new traders. So they probably would have lost all that, or at least a significant portion of it, never have made it this far. So they're this far, and so, again, they might be like, oh my God, I'm finally getting it. Now I just need to go and get out of this stupid thing. I don't ever want to be a part of this again. I can't blame them for that. But, again, that greed factor, human emotion, right? I could definitely see, I think it'd be more likely that we'd see maybe some of it sold, but some of it held just in case Bitcoin continues to go up, right? Especially because if they were in then and they're now, I mean, they're like, basically 10 times up, maybe more, right? And so, they can take a little bit out and leave. They can afford to leave the rest of it in there just in case, just in case, right? So, yeah. Has age to be a trader, or is it more difficult to do? As far as age goes, I don't know that it's in general, as I've progressed in age, as I've gotten a little white in my beard, the one thing I've noticed just in life in general is I'm more patient. I think that's probably, forget just trading, but just in general, I think the older you get, the more patient you become. And so that does translate to trading, so I think in that way, being older, could help you maybe in that way. But, guys, I didn't just start trading today. I've been trading a very long time. So, you can definitely move beyond that, you just have to work for it a little bit harder when you're younger. You want to get rich as quick as possible. You want to enjoy, you want to retire at 24, right? Something like that. But that's not reality, guys. That's not reality. And I think that's probably one of the bigger challenges that most new traders face is actually, getting an idea of what reality is versus what they want. So, yeah. But I think if you're older, let's not use the term older. Let's use the term if you're wiser. No. Wisdom comes with age, but only if you pay attention, right? Doesn't guarantee that you're wise. But seriously, I think it can help you some, just in that overall your patience is not as short as it was when you're younger. It's great to be young, man. When you're young, you're invincible, right? You can do anything, right? That's what propels you to be as successful as you can be as you get older. But as you get older, you also realize, man, I was an idiot. I did some dumb stuff. I don't know how I survived. Let me see here. Let me see. Yeah, so, Hank brings up an interesting point. He says, if you're good at trading, you don't trade to retire. You trade because you enjoy it. I think a lot of people, yeah, I think that probably is true with a lot of people. It's like anything else, guys. If you're good at it, you enjoy doing it usually, right? Especially if it's going to bring you some kind of income or something. But people much wealthier than I am, I think a lot of people who aren't really wealthy, aren't well off, they kind of see it and they go, oh man, the rich just keep getting richer and all they're doing is collecting all that money. But at the end of the day, for them, when they're at those levels, it really is more of a, can I continue to do better? It becomes a game on themselves. How well can they continue to do? And they see how well they can do. It's the only way that they can really kind of measure that is their wealth. Does their wealth increase? Are they doing better in such a way that it increases their wealth? And then a lot of them, turn around and they end up giving all that wealth away. It is what it is. But again, I think it's kind of the same thing with trading. If you enjoy it and you do it well enough so that you can make a living at it, you end up doing it just because you kind of enjoy doing it. It's a lot of fun. So I would agree with that kind of, yeah. Oh yeah, man. Most wealthy people, if they've if they've made their own money, as Hank's talking about here, believe it or not, in something that Scott and I often get from people who aren't so well off, who are maybe just new to trading, because in your mind, when you just start off, you think about, oh man, I can't wait to have all this money so I can buy all these toys and do all these things, right? And you don't think about, man, wanting to build anything, right? But there's a reason why people like Scott or myself continue to develop and we continue to create new things. And we can't just sit around. There's this innate thing inside of us that continues to drive us, to propel us forward. And so we can't just sit there. That doesn't you just sitting there kind of doing this with your thumbs, right? And it drive you nuts. But unless you actually feel that as well, it's hard to understand. Because again, when you're coming from, less, it's hard to imagine why somebody that has, a lot of wealth or whatever, or what you might consider to be a lot of wealth or more money than they need, would actually be out there doing more stuff and creating more streams of income and building more businesses and brands and stuff. And it really is that. It really is that. There's just a drive there. And that's why you'll notice a lot of successful people, they're serial entrepreneurs, basically. They go on and they continue to build. They continue to grow. Yeah. Yeah, definitely looking at that. Let's go ahead and jump over here to the DXY real quick. So we've had this move down. Basically, we've got that S1 pivot right here on the 1 hour and 4 hour, which is right around the 70.5. You guys know how much I love that 70.5 retracement, right? So I took a look at this right here, and I think what we might have is a triangle here. So I think we've got 5 down for A, and then we've got A. So we've got ABC for A, and then ABC for B, ABC for C, ABC for D, and then ABC for E here, and then basically getting our 5 down here toward this area. Just kind of hitting the same demand structure that I mentioned last week. If it didn't go up from where it was, remember this was looking all ugly and kind of, we were like, well, maybe a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe, but yeah, I think we maybe have a triangle going on here and looking for this move up. The good thing about that, look at that daily Stochh RSI, man. Almost down and oversold. That's beautiful. We're just right here at the daily pivot. So no big deal really there. We kind of moved in sideways between the R1 and the pivot. So if we can bounce off this general area right here, head back up, we should be looking for minimum the R2 heading up there. And taking you through the descending channel here. So, get that wave 3 up here around 97, 96 or so. That wave 5 is not correct, by the way, in case you didn't know. But yeah, so still looking for that breakthrough. If we're getting through that, I'm feeling pretty strong about this being the bottom. Until that happens, we could still see this continuing to fall off there. So I mean that's kind of where we are with that. Again, your 4 hour here, Stochh RSI dipping into oversold there. Nothing really changing on what we're looking there. We could see it dipping a bit lower even. We could see it even coming on down here to the S2 maybe even. It just has to stay above this swing low over here, this 92.75. As long as it stays above that, this count remains valid. If it drops below that, then things get interesting. We'll have to go and take a look. But for right now, I think this is kind of what we're looking at. I think if we're dropping below that swing low, I think that opens us up to being potentially lower low coming in. If we're breaking up through this descending resistance, I think it's probably a good clue that that the bottom's probably in. So those are my two big things I'm kind of watching right now. So we'll see what happens with that. What's going on, Crypto Maccan or Mackin? I never know how to say that, so I always say both, and then I feel like an idiot. Oh my gosh, why do idiots got to come in here with their spam stuff? I'll get rid of them. Sorry guys, I got rid of them. Hey, thank you, Crypto Girl. Always glad to have you with us. Take care. We'll see you over there in Discord. Hank's still looking for a lower on DXY. Yeah, we know that. I think if it hits 96, 95 and a half, 96, I think Hank's going to be good to go on that. Where were we looking at, Hank? You were looking over here. Potentially this right here, this swing low. 94.65 or this one up here even. 95.70 kind of area. There's your marker there. I mean, we kind of went over with this one here, but we didn't close above it, so we'll still go up there a bit. Hey there, Ellipsis. Good to see you. Hey there, Sparta Crypto. No, I put this together myself, man, so we'll see how it works out there. But yeah, anyway, guys, that's kind of where we're at here. So, we'll see. We've got this wick here. I wouldn't be surprised to see a move up about halfway up that wick. Let's see here. That probably gives us right about there. And then we'll see if we can get some off there. I mean, like I said here, we've got this hidden bearish divergence here. Oh, I'm sorry, bearish divergence there between those two at the moment. 1 hour is kind of moving up here and overbought. Hasn't got there yet, so that kind of makes me a little bit iffy. See it 15 minutes back down here, oversold. So we might see further upside. And again, we'll just continue watching what we're watching, what we've already talked about, I guess it's possible. Oh, let me see here. I don't know. I was trying to say maybe it was possible we can get like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. I'm not feeling that. That 3's too short. Because I was saying maybe get an A and then a B and then a C up here still. But that's why we look for those validation invalidation levels, guys. So in order for this to remain a 1, 2 here, price has to stay below this swing high right here. Oh wait, I'm sorry. This swing high up here. So what is this again? That's at 10,950, top of the range. As long as it reverses before that, we can get a deeper two and just have to fix up the count a bit here, change it up a bit maybe as new information comes in there, new movement. But it's once it gets above the top of this here. So this is the R1 pivot on the 1 hour and 4 hour. Once you get above that, then that kind of invalidates this as a 1, 2 here. And it says that maybe if this is a wave 2, maybe it's not complete yet. Maybe this is somehow a 1 and an A and a B, and we've got a C here. And of course, it would then have to stay below this swing high up here at 11,179 and 79 cents. It would have to stay below that to keep this valid as a 1, 2 here. Again, it could be an A, B, and then C. But, we'll see what goes on here. You know where our levels are. Easy to watch. If you trade anything before then, you're taking on more risk. So, again, guys, it isn't about entering just because. It isn't about milking every penny that you can out of it. It's about looking for those higher confidence trades, those ones that are more likely to pan out. If you can do that, you'll take a lot less losses, which means your account will grow quicker than it would otherwise. So, yeah. Are you not supposed to use candle bodies for divergences? Sure you do. Every once in a while, people, a few times a year, somebody will ask the same question. So you're not new on that because RSI doesn't take the wicks into consideration. But again, remember, it is the divergence between the price action and the oscillator, guys. It's not the divergence between the closes and the opens. It's the price action. Here's the thing. Does the price action push higher while overall RSI is heading lower? That's what you're looking for. You're not looking for does price close higher. You're looking for does price action print higher. Or if you're looking the other way, does price action print lower? Because remember, there's, everybody likes to cut off these wicks. All these different ways of trading, man. They're always cutting off the wicks. But most of the valuable information are in your wicks, guys. That tells you much more about what's going on than what's going on in these candle bodies. Often. So yeah. So if you're looking for divergences, you're going off the price action itself, whether price closes at that point or not. All right? Because you're looking at the price action divergence versus the RSI or whatever oscillator you're using divergence there. So yeah. Hey there, LXT. Good to see you. I'm about to get out of here, man. You're late. So anyway, guys, that'll do it. Don't forget, I won't be live on Wednesday, again, because of what's going on there. If I decide to do because I've got that appointment. If I decide to do a live stream before then, I'll mention it over in Discord, and I'll mention it on Twitter. And I've really got to get Instagram going more. So be sure you're following us everywhere, guys. And we'll do what we can there if we do. I don't plan to at the moment, but if I've got a few extra minutes somewhere around that I can do one, I'll do it, and I'll let you all know about it. But other than that, expect to come back Friday, 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. We'll look at all the markets. We'll take some requests. We'll look at some charts as well. And, guys, don't forget, join us, howtotradetowin.com. Man, we'd love to have you with us. You can see why, people stick around with us. Why do people come in and hang out with us for so long? Again, guys, I'm telling you, you're getting over 50 tradable opportunities every week between everything we do. Easily 50. You get over 30 hours of live of trading education, including usually about an hour to an hour and a half of live streaming education every week. You get the DeFi channel there with all Scott's setups and what he's looking to doing. You get the VIP Alts channel, which is Scott's alt-cease trading and a few other really successful members that we have in what they're saying. They're always in there, man, just popping off left and right trading opportunities. So lots of it to go in there, guys. You're not going to find more for less. I'll tell you that right now, all right? So we'd love to have you there. Join us. Other than that, remember, the only thing that you control in the market is how much you lose, guys, okay? That's it. No matter how good something looks or how bad it looks, there are no guarantees. All right? So you should spend the most time working on your risk management. That's where you make your money. You guys have a great day. Take care. And if you guys are over in Discord, we'll see y'all over there in a bit, all right? Trade safe.